Alright, what's going on guys, Luca here with another PvP build for the Necrom chapter up to 39. I'm on my Magdk Dragon Knight with something special this time, with a set I've never used before in PvP, Magblade. When you deal damage with a damage over time effect, so a dot, you apply a stack of Blight Seed to your target for 5 seconds. At 20 stacks, Blight Seed explodes, dealing 8.7k, that's unbuffed by the way, disease damage to the target and nearby enemies, plus an additional 30% per enemy hit, so as more targets hit, as more damage it does. It scales with your weapon and spare damage. There's also no cooldown. This thing hits around 5 to 6k single target in PvP. It's insane. We can easy proc it with our dots, Special DK, with Venomous Claw, with Noxious Breath, Volatile Armor, and our Do-It ultimate, and also Corrosive Armor. So we have a ton of dot abilities, perfectly made for a DK. Combined with Rallying Cry, you know the set gives a ton of crit resistance and even almost 300 weapon and spell damage. Plus Magden to empower Magblade even more, since it scales with weapon spell damage, keep in mind. Plus 1 Magma Incarnate for the extra region. On the front bar, a 2 set piece bonus called Witch Knight, gives us almost 130 weapon and spell damage. 2 swords for the extra weapon and spell damage. Armor types for medium armor pieces, mainly for the weapon and spell damage, which we gain with agility. This medium armor passive here, 8% extra weapon spell damage, empowers Magblade even more. 2 light armor pieces for the extra penetration and cost reduction plus Magicka recovery needed, otherwise hard to sustain. And 1 heavy head, just for the extra resistance and for the Undaunted passive. This one here, Undaunted Metal, for 6% more resources and HP. If you have heavy, medium and light armor equipped. Full prismatic glyphs of course, we need the extra magicka, stamina and HP. 2 reinforced, keep in mind we have Rallying Cry, we don't need crit resistance so no imper needed. 3 sturdy and 2 well fitted. You can also put some Divine's piece if you want. Full weapon spell damage glyphs and 2 swords like I said before for the extra weapon and spell damage, thanks to this passive here. Twin Blade and Blunt, each sword increase weapon and spell damage by almost 130, so 260, almost 260 weapon and spell damage on top. We don't really need maces with corrosive armor, already max penetration, but keep in mind corrosive armor only counts for direct damage abilities. It will not give us the max penetration on our dot abilities. Backbuster and ice stuff in defending, with the escapist poisons. Quick look on the skills. Degeneration on the front bar, pretty basic for the major brutality buff and there's an extra dot for Magblade. It also provides us 2% extra max magicka and recovery thanks to this mage guild passive magicka controller. Then Venomous Claw as powerful extra dot. Then Molten Whip of course as spamble, followed by Shattering Rocks as CC. Undodgeable, unblockable, deals a good amount of damage and even heals like crazy. Alternative in group play I would probably go with Talents. Burning Talents this morph here as an extra dot. Take a guess to proc Magblade even more often, but as 1vx player I need Shattering Rocks here. Which also provides us the minor brutality buff thanks to, where is it, Mountain's Blessing, Flames of Oblivion, what else, for major prophecy and savagery, 12% crit rate and a ton of damage. As ultimate, something special this time, with Thrive in Chaos, the Do-It ultimate. Make sure to use this morph by the way. The duration is way shorter than the other one, but the radius is 15 meters and it's a huge cone. This ultimate deals insane amount of damage and take a guess, it procs also Magblade of course, deals bleed damage, is a dot ability, also has the chance to proc the hemorrhaging status effect. And the hemorrhaging status effect will proc the minor mangle effect, so your targets will have 10% less HP. It even heals 50% of all the damage done. Crazy ultimate, it only costs 150. Really strong, especially for this build. Backbar instead of Elisas, which doesn't proc Magblade sadly, that's why I'm not using a Vatation eye stuff, and that's why I'm using Noxious Breath as extra dot, which gives us the same debuff as Elemental Susceptibility, Major Breach, a 6k penetration. Even if we lose the extra burning, chilled and concussion status effect, doesn't matter, I prefer an extra dot to proc Magblade. Then Race Against Time, what else, is snare removable. My opinion, a must-have for Mage Expedition, 30% movement speed and even 10% more crit damage. Vigor Self heal and for 3k armor. Volatile Armor, another extra dot, also our resistance buff, Coagulating Blood as burst heal, and Corrosive Armor, a must-have for every 1vx player. Gives us almost immortality, max penetration, direct damage abilities, even extra dot, and is just insane. Raised Armor for the extra weapon spell damage, flame resistance, and max Magicka stamina. I'm not the vampire, by the way, simply because I couldn't sustain it. We are tanky enough on a DK, vampire not needed in my opinion, even as a 1vx player. Other choices like Imperial or Nord for more defensive playstyle are also fine. As Mundus the Atronach for extra Magicka recovery, Clockwork Citus Fillet, alternative orzoga Smoke Bench works too, if you have stamina sustain issues. By the way, I swapped to orzoga Smoke Bench afterwards. It was really hard to sustain the stamina abilities in 1vx situation with Clockwork Citus Fillet. So just go with orzoga and you're Gucci to go. 47 points in HP, like this I'm at 30k HP, 23k Magicka with 17 points in Magicka and over 18.5k stamina. Potions, you know them, the Twicer potions, NCPs, nothing special. Daddy Aim, Master Arms, Exploiter, Ironclad, Paid's Refuge, Sustained by Suffering, Celerity and Slippery. Keep in mind, with Shattering Rocks, we can set the enemy off balance. In combination with Molten Whip means we can use Exploiter for 10% extra flat damage. With talents I would desort Exploiter of course, and would go with something like Duelist Rebuff or even Cleansing Revival as Purge. Keep in mind, our Zubat needs 20 stacks before it procs, so make always sure to use all your dot abilities first, before you use Molten Whip in combination with your CC. Simple combinations start always to pre-buff yourself with Flames of Oblivion, Race Against Time and Volatile Armor, then Degeneration, Noxious Breath, Venomous Claw, into Fossilize, into Thrive, into Molten Whip. That's it with another PvP build. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, enjoy the gameplay footage, check out my Patreon in the description below. I would really appreciate it guys, and I see you in the next video. Peace.